Hare ISKCON founder Acharya, Deputy founder Acharya, Savior of the whole world, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhansa Parivrajacharya, Ashtotar Shata Sri Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा गोविंद देव की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र मैया की श्री श्री गौर निताय की श्री उपदेशामृत की श्री रूप गोस्वामी पाद की पिताय गौर प्रेमानंद all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshasarine Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः तदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोः वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you for our second session of Nectar of Instruction. So there are some few announcements. That first, please switch off all your mobile phone or keep it in silent mode. Second, I request to mark attendance for those who are attending भक्ति शास्त्री और हिंदी में इस क्लास का अनुवाद पीछे हो रहा है, जिसको हिंदी में सुनना है वो अरविंद प्रो के साथ बैठ सकते हैं, जिसको हिंदी में इसको सुनना है. And we like to thank Koji. Koji has given his time all the way. Hope all of you enjoyed yesterday class. एंथुसियाज्म कम लग रहा है Koji, एंथुसियाज्म के बारे में बता रहे. कैसा लगा कल का क्लास आप लोग? So yesterday Prabhuji was telling that शास्त्र प्रमाण saves time, है ना? आप लोग याद होगा शास्त्र प्रमाण saves time. So we can save ourselves by saving our time by hearing from Prabhuji. Prabhuji has a lot of experience. Prabhuji is preaching all over India. So we are very fortunate. We cannot imagine how fortunate we are that we are getting personal association of Prabhuji. Prabhuji is here with us for next 4 days also. So let's take Prabhuji's advantage, and we'll again welcome Prabhuji by loudly chanting 3 times.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to second sitting on this discussion on the topic of the Nectar of Instruction, Shri Upadeshamrita by Srila Rupa Goswami. So something from yesterday, some revision, some points you remember. Raise your hand and tell loudly, without seeing the notes, preferably. Yes.
The previous Prabhupada, the last says that in order to make our life successful, we have to follow the instructions of Nectar instruction very strictly.
Very seriously. Yes.
Was mentioning that in the spiritual life, the first thing is to control one's mind and senses.
That was in preface. Yes. In any spiritual activities, first thing is controlling mind and senses.
Yesterday, the attitude of gratitude decides one's altitude in spiritual life.
Attitude of gratitude decides one's altitude, not attitude. Attitude of gratitude decides one's altitude. Altitude means height. How high you are in spiritual life is not by if you have 6 feet by 8 inch. And it's not by how many years we have spent in Krishna consciousness. No, by gratitude. One should be grateful at every moment. So many reversals will come in life. Still, one who is grateful, he is the one who can claim liberation as his rightful claim. Tatyanukampam sushamekshamaano bhunjana evatmakritam vipakam hrudvagvapurvir vidadhan namaste Jive tayo mukti pade sadaibha. Brahmaji tells that how, despite all the reversals, all the troubles, all the problems in life, one with his mind, body, and intelligence, with his words, is always with folded palms, grateful to the Lord, he becomes rightful claim for liberation. Yes. Any other?
We have to not suppress our anger, we have to utilize in proper place.
Which proper place? In the college? On the teacher?
One blasphemes devotee.
One who blasphemes devotee of the Lord, there we should exhibit anger. And it is must, one must exhibit.
Prabhupada said that ISKCON will grow by organization and intelligence.
I told in the class, no?
Yes.
Because in the daytime also I said. So we should be well organized and we should be using our intelligence also. Prabhupada says, in case you don't have intelligence, borrow from someone. Or common sense also. He says, use your common sense also. Common sense means intelligence also. And if you don't have common sense, borrow it from somewhere.
Do not hear the blaspheming of devotees. And if you are junior, then you should run away from that place. And if you are senior, then you should defend that devotee or Like,
Yes. Good. Any other?
For controlling Maya and senses, we have to come into mode of goodness.
Mode of goodness is very important. We discussed the qualities of Brahman. Yes.
Urge of speaking is more dangerous than urge of tongue because much time can be wasted in urge of speaking. Like tongue has limit that how it can eat, how more it can eat.
Yes. After feeding ourselves, after some time we'll stop anyway. Because we cannot break our stomach open. But tongue will go on speaking. So one needs to be extra careful there. So we can also see how much we can keep silent in day. Certainly silence is not the goal, as Prabhupada very nicely indicated. But if you are nothing to do, you are closed, locked up in a room, how long you can remain without speaking to anyone? That's a test for you. Very sampan and let me see. As many material desires in the heart, that much one will be talkative. So one should be careful. If you are too talkative, you have a lot of material desires in your heart. Better shut up. Keep silent. Best is to preach. But otherwise, keep silent. Yes.
We should never commit Vaishnava offenses, as it is said that if we commit Vaishnava offenses, then Krishna himself sows the seeds of material desire in our heart.
Then you are finished. Yes. Okay, let him. Yes.
The preacher of Krishna Katha is beyond the death.
Beyond the clutches of death. That's why keep always preaching. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The topmost preaching is to chant Hare Krishna personally and to tell others to chant Hare Krishna. But to bring them to that level, we'll have to tell some philosophy, some Krishna Katha, glories of Krishna. But ultimately, you have to make them chant Hare Krishna. Your chanting is not of much use if you are not able to bring people to the level of chanting Hare Krishna. So your preaching has to be bringing people to the level of chanting Hare Krishna. Yes.
For devotees, death is just like appointment with Krishna.
The doors of death open and devotee enters in Gurukula, provided he has worked throughout his life. Yes, let him.
If we make Vaishnava Seva as our goal of life, then all the devotional activities will be very easy.
Number one goal in life should be Vaishnava Seva. Chadiya Vaishnava Seva, Nistara Paiche Keva. Prabhupada again and again quotes. Certainly chanting Hare Krishna is the topmost. But we have to know without serving Vaishnavas, we just can't chant Hare Krishna. By the blessing of Vaishnavas only, we will be able to chant Hare Krishna. Yes. A lot of points, huh? I think we should go ahead also. Maybe last 2 points, then we'll end.
One can control his mind by fixing it on Krishna.
By fixing it on Krishna. Last point. भूल गया ठीक है चलो लास्ट पॉइंट भूल गए मुझे लास्ट पॉइंट याद आया कि कवर भी करना है फिलोसफी discussion.
Our tongue is like a rudder which decides where we will go.
Our body is like boat or ship. So its direction depends on the rudder, that means tongue. What you speak, that's where your destination will be decided. So be careful. Okay, now we'll proceed ahead. You can tell remaining points to each other. So we'll continue. So we were discussing the first verse. You can repeat after me. Vacho vegam manasah krodha vegam. Vacho vegam manasah krodha vegam. Jivha vegam udara upastha vegam. Jivha vegam udara upastha vegam. Etan vegan yo vishaheta dhiraha. Etan vegan yo vishaheta dhiraha. Sarvamapi mam prithvim sashishya. Sarvamapi mam prithvim sashishya. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger and the urges of the tongue, belly and genitals, is qualified to make disciples all over the world. So how many of you want to make disciples all over the world? That means you don't want to control your 6 urges. How many want to control your 6 urges? So that is okay. The goal should not be I want to make disciples all over the world. I want to control my 6 urges, and then automatically you will be qualified to make disciples all over the world. Hope ISKCON society recognizes your guruship. No problem. Okay, so we discussed the first three according to Prabhupada's purport. So we'll go to the fourth one. The third one was about controlling Achoragam, Manasaha, Krodha. The three examples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, then Hanumanji and Arjuna. Prabhupada last line says, anger is controlled, however, when utilized in the service of the Lord, not otherwise. Next, as for the urges of the tongue, we all experience that the tongue wants to eat palatable dishes. Generally, we should not allow the tongue to eat according to its choice, but should control the tongue by supplying prasad. Bhalana khaivar, bhalana paripo, the second set of instructions. First is Gramya Vartana Kohibe and Gramya Kathana Shunibe. Gramya Kathana Shunibe, Gramya Vartana Kohibe. One should not hear village talks, nor should one speak. So if you see, both are about Gramya Varta, hearing and speaking. One should nip it at the bud. One should stop there only, not here only, so that we won't speak Gramya Varta. Whatever goes in, comes out, isn't it? First in, first out. Whatever comes in, goes out also of our mouth. So ears, we have to be a little careful what goes inside the ears. But the next is about Bhalana Khaipo, tongue. One should not eat palatable dishes. So that means very rich, protein and all that, which is not good also. Because if you are working very hard, then it is fine. Taking very rich protein food, etc. Otherwise, it will lead to problem. There may be loss of semen also, and one will have trouble there, especially late in the night. One is the quality, tongue when it is said here. The quality is the concern of the tongue. What's the quality of food? We look for very fine food, refined, very nice. So that is not good for one's progress in spiritual life. Whatever comes of its own accord, that's what a devotee accepts. Yadrucha labha santushto dvandvadito vimatsaraha. Whatever comes of his own accord. So here in the setup like this is very good. Device setup or temple setup. Whatever the kitchen department has decided, they will cook, offer to Krishna, and we all will get in the plate. We have no choice, isn't it? They have the choice. But poor fellows, they cook and they don't take first. They serve us first. Many times they are cooking, wind up in the kitchen department. And we are the ones who are taking first. And we have no choice. So this is very good system. Only in Grahastha ashram there is choice. The Prabhu may say, so okay, my dear wife, today our Gopal, let him eat samosas. That means what? इनको कैसे पता चला कि गोपाल जी को समोसे चाहिए? इनको समोसे चाहिए, बोले गोपाल को समोसे खिलाए जाए, आज गुलाब जामुन खिलाए जाए. So he has a lot of choice. A small house, 1, 2, 4, 5 people. But here we don't have. Sometimes we can go to kitchen in charge and say, Prabhu, is it possible to make something like that? Tomorrow is my birthday. So what birthday? No question. So if you sponsor the feast, we will accept. Arey nahi Prabhu, I am student, I don't have money. But I am your friend. Yeah, friendship doesn't work here. Like Damodar going through sitting on the top. He doesn't listen. So like that. So we don't have much control. This is very good. To have helplessness in life is very good. That way we don't promote our false ego. So we keep quiet. So whatever comes, it's very good. So generally we should not allow the tongue to eat according to its choice, but should control the tongue by supplying prasad. So this is one easy tip Prabhupada gives. How to control the tongue? By honoring only Krishna prasad. So I was wondering, man, how I can take Krishna prasad to unlimited degree. Means a lot of prasad I can eat, and but that is how Prabhupada is saying, because at times when you are out somewhere, you don't have prasad only. You are carrying something, journey prasad, and if that is over, somehow falls short, not much choice is there. And we may purchase what? Fruits, maybe curd, dry fruits. There is not much this thing. Whatever is available, we cannot take cooked food there, because as devotees we don't take cooked food. What is the problem with cooked food? One's consciousness has entered there. A person who is dirty in his external habits, his mind is dirty. He has cooked, so that consciousness will contaminate us. So we don't take cooked food by anybody. We take cooked food by devotees only, food cooked by devotees. So just by sticking to this one rule that I will take only Krishna Prasad, we control our tongue. Such a simple formula. You understand? You have to travel a lot because I have traveled a lot in India. I have seen whatever my journey Prasad, that's it. I don't have any other choice. I cannot, if it falls short, finished. Keep quiet. Like that. Maximum you can take some fruits or something. So it's a very good policy to stick to the prasadam only. That way automatically your tongue will come under control. Also this prasadam is Krishna's remnants. So they are very powerful, very pure and very powerful also. So by taking that, our tongue will come under control. There are many things talked about tongue in the 11th canto by Uddhava and Krishna. So the tongue, if you fast, you'll see its tendency to eat over it comes up. On the Pandam Ekadashi, we fast fully. So stomach gets contracted. Next day we feel like, my God, one full day. And you take a lot, but then it is not going on the inside. How many of you experience? Should do at least 3-4 in the Pandam Ekadashi. Then you will understand what is the formula, what is the science behind it. The stomach gets contracted. That's how we take a ginger water or something hot. So it expands the stomach, and then what we eat, we can take. But then also we cannot overeat. But the tongue tries to compensate. I have been fasting, so I have to eat a lot. So it goes by quality. The devotee's attitude is that he will eat only when Krishna gives him prasad. That is the way to control the urge of the tongue. In traditional Gurukul, this was so nice. All the children would go out, bake alms from neighborhood or whatever. Then they would bring it, submit in the kitchen. Some boys would cook it, then offer to Krishna, and all are served. But then served how? Only Guru will call first. Sachin, come for prasad. Ajay, come for prasad. Devgan, come for prasad. Like that, he will say something. And he will call everyone and they will take prasad. If some boy's name the Guru forgets, Vijay, he forgets, Vijay, come for prasad. He doesn't say that. Vijay has to fast. Such an amazing thing. Very difficult, isn't it? So we may say that in our traditional setup is like that. What is our modern setup? Modern setup, if Guru has to call his 10,000 disciples, one after another, Guru himself will not be able to take another. So that's why he has appointed the leaders, presidents and below him, whosoever are there. So they also will not tell us directly personally. They will tell, this is the time, prasadam time, 1 o'clock it starts and whatever. So that serving goes on till 1:45. And then after 1:45 you go, serving is not there, servers are not there. If some prasadam is remaining, you may get. Something is over, finish. That is gone. That is something like the Guru forgot to call a particular disciple. You have to take it like that. It's your mistake only. You have to make Gurudev, I am here, Gurudev, my name is Vijay. I hope you don't forget me. So like that you have to come on time or in that time at least. That is the way to control our tongue. One should take prasad at scheduled times and should not eat in restaurants or sweetmeat shops simply to satisfy the whims of the tongue or belly. So we have scheduled times, so that time only we should take. But how we have to do? We have to little bit take less prasad in the earlier prasadam time. Then only next prasadam time we will be feeling hungry. If I take breakfast too much, then I will not feel hungry for the lunch time, 1 o'clock. Its time is 1 o'clock, but I am not feeling hungry. I would find that in my early days of brahmachari life, I would take late. After Bhagavatam class, I would go for taking bath. And then by the time I would take prasad, it would be 10 o'clock. And 10 o'clock, in one point of time in Shishirada Gunjaveri temple, Pune, there were 3 kinds of prasadam. One was like breakfast item, something like upma chutney. And one was like chapati sabji, another group of devotees. And Mahaprasad would come at 10 o'clock. So when I would take prasad, I would get everything. I would get 8 to 10 items in my breakfast. So even if I take little, you imagine what will happen. So it would be like quite a big prasadam meal. Then 1 o'clock I would not feel hungry. So I would not go 1 o'clock. Then just 2 o'clock, then also I am not hungry. Then 2:30 I feel little hungry. So then I go 2:30, 3 o'clock. So by that time it's cold items and all that. So I take that. So when I take that, then I'm not feeling hungry at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening. You understand? Everything is getting delayed. Then I'm taking prasad at 8:30 or so. So that's too late. So then I was wondering how to come out of this chakra view. Then I understood actually I am fit to be two timer. So take morning full meal and evening 4:30 full dinner finished. And night one glass of milk. So then I switched over from three timer to two timer. You understand? But the point is, we should take prasad at scheduled time. We should see our lifestyle, and accordingly we should decide what to do. And also he says, should not eat in restaurants or sweetmeat shops. In early days of ISKCON, devotees would go to eat ice cream. In front of the temple, across the road, there was one ice cream parlor. So devotees, they would go and they would be watching. Swamiji, hope he doesn't come. At one point of time, Prabhupada was also looking, where are devotees? Nobody in temple. So Prabhupada crossed the road and went that side. But then they understood Swamiji has come. So immediately they hid. Somebody went below the table, somebody hid something, hid himself. And they were all waiting. And Prabhupada was looking everywhere. There are devotees. So we should not be like that. If at all some desire is there, we could request devotees, some leaders, to is it possible to have something. We have weekly sweets, isn't it? Or we have, no? Or monthly sweet at least. 2-3 days in a week, my God, you're too opulent. So take care. Balana Kairuvar, Balana Paripo. So otherwise tongue will be always craving for very nice. Taramathe Jivavati. Tongue is most voracious and very difficult to control. Always wants something. On this conveyor belt, always you have to put something and it will pass it on. In the trains you can see so much. The person that mungfoli wala will come, he says, kitne ka hai? So he will purchase and he will keep eating. Then that guava lady will come. Okay, kitne ka hai? De do. Like that. Then that bhel will come. Bhel, what do you call it? Jhalmudi will come. Kitne ka hai? Chalo de do. Oh, continuously going on only. Like that. So we don't take like that. So we take full meals 2 times, 3 times a day. Like that. We don't keep eating like that. It is not good also to continuously keep eating. And the times also should be appropriate. Once in the train I was traveling, in the night I was sleeping on the upper berth, and somewhere in the midnight light was on, and that is very close to the upper berth person. I was wondering who has switched on light in the night. I don't even know the time. So I was trying to sleep, but then the light was disturbing me. So then I got up, I looked at the watch, it was 1:30. I was wondering 1:30 in the night why the light is on. Then I looked down, there was one Muslim lady with her big entourage, 7-8 children or whatever. And she was eating there. 1:30 in the midnight, she was eating very nicely. I was wondering, is it the dinner of previous day or is it the breakfast of the next day? Is she reactive leader or proactive leader? I was confused. But anyway, amazing. 1:30 in the night, how can they eat? We have to eat according to sun. Sun is Arogya Devata, is health god. So when the sun is rising in the early morning, so we take little bit. And in afternoon time, it's very much in the top and shining with great effulgence. So that time we should take full meal. And evening again, as is setting, again the digestion power reduces. So we should take less. And night, after he sets, ideally we should not take. No solid food consumption after sunset. This is Vedic standard. So this is very good. But if you have to take really, then take little. Or milk is the best. Hot milk. Not before sleeping. At least half an hour before sleeping. At least half an hour gap should be there. So like that, if we follow, it is very good. Also daytime we should not sleep. I'm referring to that also. Because daytime sleep is useless waste of time according to Ayurveda. Only in Grishma Rutu, when it's too hot, it is allowed to sleep for half an hour in the daytime. It's too hot, some connection with the heat. So half an hour you're allowed. But otherwise, for 10 months out of, there are 6 seasons in 1 year. What are they? Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Vasant, Hemant, Shishir. So these are the 6 months of the 6 seasons of the year, each of 2 months. Like now this is going on. This is what? This will come in. Grishma began. Chaitra, Vaishak and what do you think? Jesht. Vaishak, Jesht maybe in Grishma. So earlier Chaitra and Falgun will come somewhere in the earlier. So we have to follow according to seasonal changes also. So what I was telling, points before? Day sleep. So that is not good. One should not sleep. Night time when you sleep on the bed, within less than a minute only you should be able to fall asleep. Like that. For that, daytime sleep should not be there. Once you get up 4 o'clock till 9 or 10 p.m., no sleeping. If you overeat mainly, then you will oversleep. Then you will feel like eyelids are paying obeisances so much. Then you feel, better pay prostrated obeisance on the foam. Let me roam on the foam. And you sleep there. So one should not overeat first of all. Yuktahara viharasya. And even otherwise, if you take appropriate quantity also, then also because the food is gone in the stomach, blood goes there for digestion. So less blood supply to the brain. So because of less blood supply to the brain, then one feels little drowsy after prasadam. But one should just avoid that phase. Then it will go, then you will not feel sleepy. That way you can avoid day rest, night sleep early, 9:30 time. Then you will fast asleep, then you can get up 6 hours sound sleep in the night, you will automatically get up. The biological clock is set in the body. If you have not disturbed it, automatically after 6 hours your eyes will open. If you are leading a regulated lifestyle. So one should take care of regulated lifestyle so that it will help. So one should not satisfy the whims of the tongue or belly. If we stick to the principle of taking only prasad, the urges of the belly and the tongue can be controlled. So Prabhupada has combined here, if you see, the urges of the belly also he has put while discussing fourth, fifth also is there. So tongue goes by quality and stomach goes by quantity. For here, if you say the quality, if you say take this gulab jamun, so we feel wow, could I get one more, like that. So we get one more. But then eventually there is a limit set also. When the stomach is full, you cannot overeat. But otherwise we relish. It goes by quality. And stomach is just a tank. You have to keep filling. And when it is filled, then it is not in need of further more. So we have to know how they work and act accordingly. So how much to eat quantity wise? In the Smriti Shastra Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur quotes, Prabhupada translates in 328.3, Bhagavatam purport, second paragraph. Mita Medhyadanam word comes in the shloka. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur quotes from Smriti Shastra. So he says, Do bhago purayad annas, toyane dekam prapurayad, marutasya pracharatham chaturtham avasheshayad. Do bhagos purayad annas. 2 parts of the body should be having solid food. 2 parts means stomach. Do bhag. 4 bhags are there. That's what we are discussing. So do bhag means half. 50% should be solid food. Do bhago purayad annas. Toyane daikam prapurayad. For water, 1 part. 25% for water. Marutasya pracharartham. Very nice language. Maruti. Air to circulate. Prachar means roaming around. Roaming around is not just while without any aim, but for preaching. One place you preach, then you go to next, then third, then fourth, fifth. So marutasya pracharartham chaturtham avasheshet. 4th part keep for air, for circulation. So 50% we should put solid food in the stomach, 25% water and 25% air. That is the formula. So how to know what is my 50%? That is a big question. So one afternoon, you have to take full prasadam. Take chapatis, as many you want. 8 chapatis, let's say. Then 3 spoonful of rice. 3 spoonful of dal. 4 spoonfuls of sabji. And maybe little sweet. So this is your full meal. Afternoon, night you should not do. Otherwise it may lead to semen loss. So daytime. So now you know what is your full capacity. Then next meal onwards, everything half. 4 chapatis, 1.5 spoon rice, 1.5 spoon dal, and 2 spoons sabji. You understood, right? To know what is my 50%. So once you take overeating, you can do, but in the afternoon it can be, and then afterwards work hard also. Then that is fine. This is just to know what is your full. I think His Holiness Bhakti Rasamana Maharaj told us this formula. So that is the way if you do, then you will be very smoothly function. Brain will function nicely, body will function nicely, mind will be peaceful, and one can do properly things. So any question on tongue and belly? Yes.
Here Prabhupada writes that we should not eat in restaurant or sweetmeats. So for Govinda shops.
Our Govinda, that is ours, na? That is not different from temple only.
But 90% people in Govindas are not devotees.
That is leadership we should complain. We should tell to the leader. Why are they not chanting 16 rounds? Then we should not take if it's like that.
And they are all not offering also.
Then to no question. Absolutely no question. Even if they are giving freely, you should not take in Govinda restaurant if they are not offering education. It's boga then. Simple.
And as a we can see as a householder what we should take from outside.
For eating.
Yeah, yes. That means what we should
Same
take,
thing.
what we should take and all can offer to the.
All raw materials can be taken and they can be offered after washing, etc. Or they can be cooked and offered. But not cooked things cannot be taken. Wherever the fire is involved, cooking, fire is involved there. You take the dry fruits, let's say you have to wash it in case. So you wash it, offer it to Krishna and take it. Or maybe without washing also, if they are clean. So there is no fire involved there. So there is no need of, then you can directly offer also. Wherever fire was already involved, it is cooked. And once cooked, then you cannot take them. Because that person's consciousness is gone while cooking. While washing and all, the consciousness doesn't enter it. While cooking. Understand?
So in case of curd also, first you have to heat the
It
milk.
is just kept like that. And it's kept with the thing added. It is not, fire is not involved. No, there.
No, you have to first heat the milk, then curd will.
Okay, don't take curd. At least you should you are too analytical. You should not take curd. Which sauce? Huh? Prashant. Kisan. किसान से ले लो, किसान कंपनी से मत लो. As far as best is not to take anything from outside, except raw material. Nothing processed. That is the best policy. Like we can make chocolates also at home, cakes at home, so many things at home. Ice cream.
And roasted dry fruits.
I think now a long list of items will start. We will proceed to another topic. All devotees will ask their favorite item. Prabhu, could we take this? But what is the problem? They will also bargain with me and convince me that at least for this item you should yes. Like I had to tell him for his curd, yes, like that I have to tell you a roasted, whatever. Otherwise I will be roasted, I think. In the discussion. Asking because the heart is for that item. Just like that you will not ask. But I will not ask about roasted things. I am not interested in roasted things. Because you are interested, so just ask.
If you go to shop, that time if we get buying some dry fruits, that time that thing's there. So it is roasted, it is been made. And also they put some salts also, I know.
They add many more things also. Spices also sometimes.
So is that
Worst case we may take if you have no other option. Best is to be a proactive leader and know how long is my journey, carry things, and that is best. I had one of the IIT Kharagpur boys when I used to go in 2004. So there one of the IIT boys, he had gone for some industrial training or something. For 21 days he was there. There was no food. He was taking only cookies. He had carried enough cookies from some ISKCON temple. And he was taking 21 days cookies only. And they appreciated him. And I was wondering in the mind, why not 21 days only cookies? At least I cannot take. I will go and take fruit sometimes, maybe curd. That Prabhu should not be dry fruits. This cookies only, morning cookies, afternoon cookies, evening cookies, and cookies. I will be cooked. But he very staunch devotee since. That too, student. in the voice. Yes. Hope you don't ask for any other item.
Hari bol.
Hare Krishna. Hari Hari. You told me to chant Hari. Hari. Yes.
Sometimes in my office, I go to like somewhere in other state.
Other state.
Yes, to do job
Acha, okay.
for training and other purposes. So sometimes I go there, so we get hungry, so we purchase fruits. So that time I have no tulsi available. So should I take?
Okay, in the mind you can offer to Krishna, and Tulsi you can put in the mind on that fruit and offer to Krishna. No problem. We should try best to the best of our ability, capacity, to have the best type of offering to Krishna. But when the circumstances are such and you also were not proactive, something went wrong, then you'll have to compromise a bit to whatever extent. But that is okay, that is not a big thing because it's a fruit only. Tulsi is missing. You can have Tulsi box always when you are going out. Just small thing. That water can be there. Water can be added in the morning. Wherever you are, just put one Tulsi and offer in the mind or something. Or to proper books. Yes.
So raw foods like fruits or this thing also, like nowadays chemicals and injections are used now.
Yeah. So what can be done? So we'll start our farming. Dhanbad farming. Farm. Like ISKCON Dhanbad. ISKCON Dhanbad farm. So we have to start. That's a proper stressed natural living. We had the new Vrindavan, hundreds of acres of land. In Hyderabad, Prabhupada got 600 acres of land for farming and all. But we have to cultivate also. That Hyderabad only, they did nothing about it. Some years passed by. So the owner took back 400 plus acres of land. Now they are left with only 50 acres of land. I think 450 acres of land was given. So 400 acres he took back. Imagine what a loss. 50 acres is only remaining now with ISKCON, Medchal, Hyderabad. So one has to cultivate also. So best is have our own cultivation. Everything natural, gobar, gomutra and all that. But if not, then we'll have to have all these artificial things. Yes. Okay. So, food charcha over. We'll go ahead. Is there?
Like cultivation also.
Cultivation.
Like if we cultivate our own land also.
Mm.
So as more and more devotees are increasing and more movement is progressing, but and people are becoming even less pious also. They are not giving land also, and most of the land of the world is used by others only. So it becomes very difficult for even devotees also to provide all the required things from our land.
No, where there is a will, there is a way. Now so much land is getting available also. Like we are finding in Pune and many other places. Even in cities, not cities, around city, many people are ready to give us land. In fact, for temple also, they are having their housing complexes. They give land for temple of ISKCON because they know when ISKCON temple comes, so many people will come. So don't worry, you have strong will, Krishna will provide. Prabhupada would have been thinking in a negative way, then there is no question of stepping outside of India only. He was so optimistic, isn't it? And that's how 108 temples came, and so many farm community in New Vrindavan, hundreds of acres of land. You understand? In GV also they had earlier 75 acres, now maybe little more also. It's there, it's possible. Impossible is the word? It's fool's dictionary, and we don't want to be fools. Isn't it? Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a strong will, there is a strong way. Where there is a weak will, there is a weak way. Where there is no will, no way. So don't worry. Krishna will provide. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Parto Dhanadhara, Tatra Shri, opulence comes. Vijay, victory comes. Bhuti, extraordinary power comes. And Niti, morality comes. So don't worry. We have so many ISKCON leaders. Be in touch with them. It will come. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Just like yesterday, we were saying that when opulent food is to come, so we say that for half an hour I'm body, I'm not the soul. So although theoretically we know that this is bad for us, but still tendency is there, our mind is not controlled, so we tend to do it. So how to is there any practical how to control it?
By taking prasadam with devotees, then they are watching also. No? Inspector is my left side and right side, both are watching. अरे प्रभु आप तो चपाती लेते ही जा रहे हैं. Ain't होना है होना कि नहीं? They will comment somewhere. So you will feel little bit embarrassed. Staying with devotees helps or not? We are able to control our senses or not? That only if you are alone, what will happen? You keep eating, or sleeping. That's how we stay with devotees. You imagine all of you are in hostel. Would you be able to get up at 3:34 and attend morning program in hostel? No, but staying with devotees becomes very smooth, cakewalk. Then they will not allow you only to sleep. Noise, morning, early morning. Like I sometimes come late. Like this time also when I'll be going to Pune, I'll reach midnight, later to midnight. So sometimes I feel after reaching like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night, so let us sleep somewhere where I can peacefully sleep till 7 o'clock or something because I have not rested well. I deserve to sleep. But where is the place? That question comes. There's no place in the temple where you can be peacefully sleeping after 4 o'clock. So somewhere sound of Mangal Aarti will also come. So that night I came from Nepal on 25th of February. I went to Radhesham Prabhu's office. I thought this is best place. I went and then I forgot that the number lock, I don't know the number. I'm expert in opening number locks. Maybe in previous life I was thief. So I tried all my expertise, but it did not open only. Then I thought, oh, Krishna doesn't want to. So then I was thinking where to go. Prasadam hall if I go, but then temple hall is very close. I will be hearing Mangalati in the at least bed. So then I went in the health room and I slept there only. But there also Mangalati sound. I was hearing everything while lying on the bed. So it's very difficult. Being with the devotees will force you to practice Krishna consciousness. Even if you are not sincere, they will make you sincere. Just stay on, stick on. Isn't it? Yes. In fact, greatest austerity in Kali Yuga is to stay with devotees. Because false ego will so much oppose. What nonsense, what are these devotees saying? Every time they oppose me. But if you just stick on, you will reach all perfection. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastrikoy, Navamatra, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi. We may say that this is for pure devotee. Little bit of association of pure devotee, all perfection. But okay, we don't have pure devotees, we have impure devotees. So hundreds of them, and not for Lavamatra, for whole life if you stay, they will also produce the same effect. What one pure devotee can produce in one moment is all hundreds of devotees. In one lifetime, they will ensure that you reach perfection. So just stick on. Okay? Any other?
So, what is the meaning of urge of belly exactly?
Belly means it wants to eat. It wants to get filled. Then it will lead to overeating also. Tongue goes by taste and belly goes by quantity.
So we eat more because actually there is some urge of belly or just we want to take that taste again.
See, you have hunger by the arrangement of the Lord, material laws. We feel hungry. So we are supposed to take prasad. That is not a problem. But when it goes in the overeating zone, then it is troublesome. Then it creates problem. That's why that way of the tongue as well as belly has to be controlled. It is not to be stopped. Now when it is said vacho vegam, it does not refer to maunam. Similarly, jivha vegam, it doesn't talk about eat only kandamul or something like that. No, you can take prasadam. But don't go for palatable dishes. Understand? Similarly, when the jiva udaru vegam doesn't mean that okay you fast, whole life you fast. No, you take. But take within limit. Yuktahara viharasya. Like that. Basically controlling, not exceeding the limit. That's the one.
So it happens that if prasad is tasty, then we take more, and if it is not.
Yeah, that is because our tongue is not under control. No problem. We know we are conditioned souls. Or you know that you are pure devotee. What do you know? Huh? Conditioned. Then no problem. We pray to Krishna that I am fallen soul. Please help me to control my tongue, belly, and lips. No problem. Krishna likes the honesty. Honesty is the best policy. No need to portray ourselves as big devotees. That cheating, hypocritical behavior is not very much liked by the Lord.
This is international society, so there are many standards. Like there are some cooks, they eat food before offering. They say that we are tasting.
You're talking about Govinda restaurant?
No, temple.
Temple.
They take food and then they offer. Say that if salt is less, we will add salt. So what is the standard? We should not eat anything.
You cannot eat. That's why while cooking we add less salt, if at all. Sometimes the cook, it may happen that he may add less salt. After 10 minutes he may think I did not add the salt, and then he may, so it becomes double the quantity of salt. So that may happen, but otherwise we add a little less salt. And that's why traditionally when they serve, they also serve salt, like salt, lemon, mirchi, that kind of thing, because it may be less. But if you add too much salt, then that is not good. So we are not supposed to test. Sometimes materialistic people, they while cooking only Matajis will put cook huwa hai ki nahi. This is one way. Put it in mouth and chew it and check. But other way is to take it and press it and check whether it is cooked or not, rice or what, anything. So if you press it and in the middle it is not getting pressed, that means still little less cooked. Allow it to cook more. That way is okay, but not putting in the mouth, testing, that is not allowed. First, Krishna should accept. Yes.
In this case, like there is little salt का थोड़ा कमी है उसमें, तो we have offered that to the Lord.
Then we can keep little salt there.
Oh, like in
And Radharani is there now. We offer through parampara. We give it to our Guru. Guru gives to Param Guru Prabhupada. And like that in parampara, ultimate authority is Srimati Radharani. So she will make it the best and offer to Krishna.
You can put little salt in plate also, offering plate.
Little, yes. But over a period of time, you should, because especially to the Lord, or even in a devotee kitchen setup, same number of devotees are there generally, more or less. So the cook should get idea as to how much salt is required. Some sabjis, it seems, are little salty, kind of salty. Shippu and what do you call it, methi, palak. So there little less salt should be there, because they already have their own salty.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So if we talk about homemade food, then if mother's mood is not right, like a fight is going on, and if so the food is contaminated or not, and it is not made of by
Food means contaminated means the consciousness, wrong consciousness is gone, anger, lust, or whatever it is. So that's why we have morning program also. We just don't keep our life centered around offering Bhogavan to the Lord. We have morning program, we have chanting, we have reading of Prabhupada books, kirtan, preaching, so all that. Okay, I think we should proceed ahead, otherwise our whole life is centered around tongue belly. So, in a similar manner, the urges of the genitals, the sex impulse, can be controlled when not used unnecessarily. So formula is sex for procreation and not for recreation. His Grace Sankashata Adhikari, who quite sometimes quotes this. I at least heard 3 to 4 times from him only. So our grihasthas are also brahmacharis. There are 5 types of brahmacharis. Brahmachari, grihastha brahmachari, vanaprastha brahmachari, sannyasi brahmachari, and brahmachari. Everybody has to compulsorily follow brahmacharya. Brahmachari means what? Brahman charati iti brahmachari. ब्रह्म का आचार, आध्यात्मिक जिसका आचार है वो ब्रह्मचारी. So it's all the time Brahman, one who is now Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagwaniti. So supreme is Bhagwan, the personality of Godhead. So one who is absorbed in Krishna all the time, he is brahmachari. So that way grihastha also has to be absorbed in Krishna, vanaprastha also, sannyasi also, brahmacharis, matajis, everybody has to be absorbed in Krishna. So everybody compulsorily has to be brahmachari. So grihastha who has physical union with his wife only for procreation, so he is also practicing brahmachari. Certainly they do garbhadan, sanskar, etc. They are all there, but he is also brahmachari. So everybody should practice brahmachari. The genital is not for just unrestricted sex as the materialist outside say, and that is not good for body also. Outside many people say that do it when you get the urge, but that is not the way. Dhanvantari says Maranat Bindu Patanat. Every time one has sex, one is coming closer to death. Because the vital energy, 64 drops of blood make into 1 drop of semen. One should not lose it, just like that, waste it. Say, semen, if it is allowed to drain down the body, so it is very bad. It leads to death. But if only not allowed to drain out, then it will naturally go up. Go up, 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 up. It will go in the brain and it will nourish the person and he will be very strong. He will be physically very strong, he will be mentally very healthy and intellectually very stout. All nice things will happen. So one should not use it just like that. The genitals should be used to beget a Krishna conscious child, otherwise they should not be used. Once His Holiness, I think Chandramouli Swami Maharaj was asked, what do the brahmacharis use their genitals for? Because God has given genitals, they should be used. So Maharaj said, for passing urine. As simple as that. Answer over. Nothing else. The Krishna consciousness movement encourages marriage not for the satisfaction of the genitals but for the begetting of Krishna conscious children. That's why they can produce more children also, no problem. So that is very good. We should not condemn Grihasthas. What is this? 3 children, 4 children, no problem. Isn't it? Earlier, what would be the blessing to a woman? Ashtaputra Saubhagyavati Bhava. Saubhagyavati means may you die before your husband. All throughout your life, you have the protection by your husband. That is good for lady. And Ashtaputra, may you have 8 sons. Now, if the Mataji have told Ashtaputra, क्या प्रभु यार cursing me or what? आज लड़का को क्या मैं जिम्नास्टिक करूँगी क्या? Like in the villages, women have many water pots. You have seen that? Yeah, free. So like that, I will carry all the children or what? No, but that is very good according to science also. But if husband and wife couples, they have quite sense control and they want to have 1 or 2 children, fine. Or they don't want to have children, that is also fine. But traditionally speaking, one house life is not complete without children. Putra vinam graha shunyam. That family life is kind of vacant without children, like that. And similarly, boy also has to get married if he is outside the ashram. Not that he is brahmastha, grahachari, that kind of thing. In between hanging, Trishangu, he has his own planet. So he should get married. It is said staying grahastha means he has to have wife. He cannot be just like that. Otherwise, he should come in the ashram and stay there as a brahmachari. That is best. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said that if only I can produce Krishna conscious children, I will have hundreds of children. But because I cannot produce even 1 Krishna conscious child, I better remain a brahmachari. And he remained brahmachari and sannyasi. So if one can produce Krishna conscious children, he should marry, he should have sex, and he should produce in a Garbhadan Sanskar, in a Vedic traditional way. So that's not a problem. So we should not object. In fact, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi paradarshava. That sex which is not contrary to religious principles, I am that sex. It's a pure thing. It's a pure thing. That's how Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur had Garbhadan Sanskar and had Lalit Prasad and Bimla Prasad. Bimla Prasad is our Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. Very powerful devotee children like that. So we should not condemn. When His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj met Prabhupada after some time of meeting, then Prabhupada asked him, so you were Grahastha, how many children you had? So he said, Prabhupada, I gave semen 13 times, I had 13 children. Prabhupada said, me too. I gave semen 4 times and I had 4 children. Pakka brahmacharis. You understand? 13 times gave semen, 13 children. Not contraceptives, not any kind of artificial thing. So, amazing. So, this is how a Grihastha should utilize his genitals. And those who are not in Grihastha Ashram, brahmacharis, vanaprastha sannyasis, no question of using genital for sex. As soon as the children are a little grown up, they are sent to our Gurukul school in Dallas, Texas, where they are trained to become fully Krishna conscious devotees. Many such Krishna conscious children are required, and one who is capable of bringing forth Krishna conscious offspring is allowed to utilize his genitals. So we need many such Krishna conscious children. So the best way Grihasthas can preach is by having more children. But with all that, Garbhadan Sanskar, and they have to take the whole responsibility of training the child in a very Krishna conscious way. So that this is his last life. Guru na sasya, janani na sasya, pita na sasya, janani na sasya. One is not mother, father, unless he is able to deliver his son, daughter from the cycle of birth and death. So Grahasthas can preach in a natural way by procreating more children. You understand? Because just like here we preach every year, what do you call? We have device or one-time program, and then immediately we register them for device, and after device immediately we announce about weekly program. It's like everything is ready, and we want them to come here ultimately, isn't it? Second year onward, and stay here at least for second year, third year, finally. Afterwards also they have to be in devotee community. So this is spiritual way of procreation. So natural way of procreation is through sex life for Grahasthas. And they procreate children, let's say they have 4 children. Like I know one of my friends, Sitaram Prabhu, who is the president of Hyderabad Temple also, one of the HTM, MC, Hyderabad Temple Management Council, HTMC. So he is one of the members. So he has 4 sons. All of them are in Mayapur Gurukul, I think, but their ages are different. So they may be in different standard. So this is very good. All 4 children, father is second initiated a devotee, chanting 16 rounds for years. Mother also, at least initiated, I don't know, Mataji may be second initiated also. So they will have deities at home, and in fact Hyderabad temple is there, and then one more is there. He is fully looking after that in Hyderabad, I forgot the name. So he is taking care of that temple fully. And 10 children are in Mayapur. Some very nice Krishna conscious way of raising children. You understand? No? Just like we get boys here for 3 years, but the Grahasthas have the children for several years, right from the womb up to maybe youthful days and all that. So this is very nice. So we should not pinpoint and ridicule Grahasthas for that. They have to certainly take responsibility. Like otherwise Prabhupada says, not producing children like cats and dogs. Not that way. But they should take full responsibility. And responsibility is there only in India in one sense, because pressure is there. And natural affection is also there towards children. So they will raise them. But they should be very Krishna conscious. Ideally, the husband should have undergone brahmachari training for at least 10, 15, 20 years from his childhood, 5 to 25. Then, when he enters in Grahastha ashram, he will do proper Garbhadan Sanskar and produce very Krishna conscious children. He should also be the leader for his wife, guru for his wife, in a sense. He should train her to be very, very Krishna conscious. So she also knows. Like we see Prabhupada's best example. Prabhupada never went to any Gurukul ever. But right at home only there was brahmachari training by his father. You can see at the age of 4, father has brought Mridam. And little Abhay, because he's a small boy, his hands are not reaching the 2 ends. He has to go here and there to play right side, left side. And Rajini, mother Rajini is saying, what is this small kid? What is this? No, he has to become a great devotee of Srimati Radharani. So he has to learn Mridam. And every day 4 sadhus at home, minimum 4 sadhus. Government they would invite and give them prasad. After prasadam, then you would say, please bless my Abhay, that he becomes a great devotee of Srimati Radharani. When the marriage, 2 girls were seen, ultimately they decided Radharani Datta will marry our Abhay too. But when Abhay came to know, this is not told to the family, only this is within the house. So when Abhay came to know, he approached his father. He said, Father, I feel the other girl is more beautiful. So why not marry her? This, okay, but she is more beautiful. Abhay was attracted to her facial beauty more. So why not marry her? Then immediately what father says? What would mundane father say? Or what would our Grahastha ISKCON devotee would say? What government they say? That Abhay, if you marry that girl, certainly she is more beautiful than this girl. But if you marry that girl, you will get stuck in family life. And when the right time comes from your future Krishna consciousness advancement point of view, you will not be able to get out of this family life, and it will not be good. So better you marry this girl only. So I was thinking, oh, from my future Krishna consciousness advancement point of view. Yeah, that is very important consideration. Facial beauty here today, gone tomorrow. What's the point? So then he decided, okay, this girl only is better. My father has taught her. And sure enough, she was the best. But she was attached to tea. You want tea or me? She said, I want tea. Like that. So if Mataji would not be like that, we would not get Prabhupada as our father. Or Prabhupada would be father of 4 children only. But whole world got Prabhupada as father or grandfather because of that Mataji's spirit. So good. So one should carefully analyze everything and act accordingly. Okay, he says when one is fully practiced in the methods of Krishna conscious control, he can become qualified to be a bona fide spiritual master. So thus Prabhupada has completed his discussion. Now Bhakti Thakus will also come. So any question on this or this of the genitals? Yes.
Like now, modern civilization is progressing. So even if you are preaching and devotees are coming, and we ourselves also we came. So before coming to Krishna console only, youth is exposed to so many wrong things, and there are so many past impressions. So even after becoming devotee also, not willingly also unwillingly sometimes in dream or sometimes in sleep also there is a loss of semen also there in that case. So
That is not considered bad, provided you don't have thought of woman. Seminal loss in the night without thought of woman is not a problem, not a big problem. One has to see then what went wrong. Maybe I took late night prasad, or I took too heavy prasad, or I took sweets in the night, or some biological problem. Maybe the bowels are not getting cleared. There could be some, one can go to Ayurvedic doctor, check the pulse and take some medicines, and also be little careful while leading the life. So then it is not a problem. But if the thought of woman is also there, along with the seminal loss, then that is considered bad. That means the wrong contemplations in the daytime was the case. So that one should avoid. And one should seriously practice Krishna consciousness. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. One should perform tivra bhakti. Then it will be possible. Just like you can say in Jagai and Madai, what all, what is your exposure and what is Jagai and Madai? Not exposure, involvement, full involvement. But they also became full scale devotees. When Nityamru's mercy came. So we also have Nityamru's mercy coming through Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. So we are also blessed, but only thing we have to be very serious. How much serious Madhai and Jagai were? Every day 2 lakhs Harinam, 2 lakh Harinam. Can you imagine? Right from the day one, we tell person take mala and start 1 round at least. Here beginning first day 2 lakh Harinam, starting point. And then Madhai was still feeling bad that I hit Nityamru on his head and he begged forgiveness. Nityamru said no, just like a mother, child may sometimes hit mother never takes offense, so don't worry. So then he said, no, I'm not able to forgive myself. Okay, then build a ghat for all the devotees and that will help you. And he built the ghat. While building, some people would come throw stone. He would pick up the stone, go and say, no sir, I deserve more. So much trouble I have given you all life. You can beat me hundreds of times. I will never mind. Then he would understand, oh, this is transformed. And he would embrace him and say, forgiveness on that. So we also have to become humble and all that. To the degree we commit offenses to Vaishnavas, that seminal loss, thought of woman, and all the calamities will happen to us. You have to be extremely humble, not just in external behavior. You have to really internally feel I am very fallen. He says, no? Patita pavana hetu tava avatar mosama patita prabhu na paiveya. Sometimes we are just mosama patita prabhu na paiveya. Too much into music and showing off. Krishna says, you rascal. Tonight you will have seminal loss. पूरा पंक्चर कर देता हूँ, हवा निकाल देता हूँ तेरे बलून से. So we have to be in that mood. Mood should come, isn't it? It's very easy to say, Prabhu, I am very humble servant. And then he says, Prabhu, could you please do this service? I am not having any time, Prabhu. So this will not work. So if you are very humble, even if you are Jagai Madai or their younger brother or bigger brother, you can have no problem. Be humble.
And biological, like sometimes if somebody is like somebody has very chronic constipation problem.
So that's what all these things one has to go to doctor and get rid of them, so that one will not have seminal loss.
Like pressure in the belly because it's not.
Understood. That go to doctor only, no? What can be done?
So in that case, not like
Not like what?
like if due to that problem.
So that's why go to doctor. See, go to the root cause, no? And I went to completely root cause is Vaishnava Aparad while practicing devotional service. That is on spiritual platform. But now talking about physical platform, constipation could be the reason for the seminal loss. So go to doctor. Who can cure constipation? Doctor. So go to Ayurvedic doctor. He will check the pulse, he will give medicine, and in consultation with him, go ahead. But that is gross, that is physical. Most important is spiritual, in a sense. Committing offenses to Vaishnavas. Then it becomes a big problem. Yes, any other? Okay, then we go ahead.
Watching YouTube shorts and nowadays Facebook, Instagram. So this will come in the church, mind or
Will come in mind also, and I'm in the mind only. It is coming now there. Next will be very close we are, I think. A little ahead. In his Anurutti explanation of Upadeshamrut, Prabhupada is giving now Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur writes that our material identification creates three kinds of urges: the urge to speak, the urge or demands of the mind, and the demands of the body. So, body, mind, and words. Isn't it? You have heard many times. A sannyasi means who has control over his body, mind, and words. All three are engaged in Krishna service. Karmana manasa gira, he says, Iha yasya harer dasya karmana manasa gira, nikilashu api avastasu, jivan mukta sa uchyate. Who is a jivan mukta? Who is in this body but already liberated. So, Iha yasya harer dasya, one who is engaged in the service of the Lord, karmana manasa gira, with his body, all the bodily activities, manasa with the mind, and gira with the speech. He is always engaged in the service of the Lord. One who is like that, so Nikilashu api avastasu, though he is encaged or encased in this body, still he is free, he is liberated soul. An example is given in Bhagavatam of dry coconut. When we get dark green coconut, and only water may shake inside, you cannot hear because so much thick covering. But eventually as it keeps drying up, we take coconut. So when we shake it, you can see, we can hear, we cannot see, but we can hear, and then we see that the cobra, that inside part, pulp, is rotating also. It is separated from that shell. It's rotating, you can clearly understand that. And then when you break it open, a complete ball will come, brown ball. So we can see that it was separated already. No need to take it out like that. So that is called a Jivan Mukta. He is within the body, as per Krishna's desire, he should be in that body for some more time. But he is already liberated. He is not, you understand that cobra inside is free from the shell. So like that he is a liberated soul. Provided he is, this is only when he is fully engaged with his body, mind and words. So these are the three urges mainly. When a living entity falls victim to these three types of urges, his life becomes inauspicious. One who practices resisting these demands or urges is called tapasvi, or one who practices austerities. By such tapasya, one can overcome victimization by the material energy, the external potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So tapasya is must in life, whosoever you are, wherever you are. Some kind of tapasya will be there. So we voluntarily accept such inconvenience of controlling these things. When we refer to the urge to speak, we refer to useless talking, such as that of the impersonal Mayavadi philosophers, or of persons engaged in fruitive activities, technically called karma kand, or of materialistic people who simply want to enjoy life without restriction. All such talks or literatures are practical exhibitions of the urge to speak. Many people are talking nonsensically and writing volumes of useless books, and all this is the result of the urge to speak. To counteract this tendency, we have to divert our talking to the subject of Krishna. Personally, we have to work on this urge to speak by speaking always about Krishna. So we should preach. In preaching, if you go outside in the hostel room or on the road with books, we will not be able to tell that I am a great soul and I have done this, I have done that. Is not the way to distribute books. We will have to tell about the book, we will have to tell about Krishna, we will have to tell about ISKCON, Prabhupada. So we are glorifying pure Lord and pure devotees of the Lord. So that is very good. So that's what we should do. So much of book distribution is required, street sankirtan, preaching is required. Because so much of nonsense, as I was telling yesterday, unlimited talk time. So much of nonsense is going on, polluting Krishna's ether. One should not participate in that. One should not do it personally. One should not participate in it. One should not further propagate it. One should curb it by Krishna conscious activities. Then Prabhupada quotes this most famous slokas. Tadvyadna yadvachas padam harir yasho jagat pavitram pragranita karnichit tadvasam tirtam ushanti manasa nayatra hamsa niramanti ushikshaya. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can satisfy the atmosphere, sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since the all perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there. So this is about the negative side, all the dirty, they have that Mayapuri star dust. All the stars will be mixed in dust. You know, stardust? You don't know. They are very elevated souls, maybe. Many things are there like that. And Times of India, economic, all that, how to do that. So nothing is of any value. So Mayapuri is there one, I think, Hindi, or maybe Marathi, I don't know which one it is. So Mayapuri is the kingdom of Maya. All film stars and all their habits, what they eat and many things like that. So all this rubbish is there, and only those who have mentality of like crows will go. The municipality that what do you call that bin is there, garbage bin. So you'll find so many crows. They sit on the rim and they caw, 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 caw. They'll come and they'll jump inside and they will poke their beak. They will take out and they'll be very happy if they get some intestine or some rat there. He's very happy. He's eating that. So that is very dirty stuff. But they go like that only. But those who are Hamsa-like people, Swan or Paramahamsas, they don't even consider sitting on that garbage bin. They will not go close to that also. They fly sky high. And even if they go, they will go to Manas Sarovar, where pure water is there. They will drink that water like that. So one has to associate with saintly devotees and read saintly things so that we purify our existence. And so positive side is next verse. Tadva visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abadyavartyapi namahyanantasya yashonkitaniya shranvanti gayanti grananti sadhavaha. On the other hand, that literature which is full of descriptions of transcendental glories of the name, fame, forms, pastimes, etc. of the unlimited Supreme Lord is a different creation full of transcendental words directed toward bringing about a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literatures, even though imperfectly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest. So we see in Prabhupada books, apparently sometimes some printing mistake or something like CC was printed in just 2 months period. So there are some defects. I think BBT might have in the latest printing might have done that. But sometimes they may be there, but that doesn't matter because the intentions are pure and the only goal is to glorify the Supreme Lord and His devotees. So that's what we see, and we don't see this apparent spelling mistake, grammatical mistakes, or some printing mistakes. We don't give value to that. The conclusion is that only when we talk about devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead can we refrain from useless nonsensical talk. We should always endeavor to use our speaking power solely for the purpose of realizing Krishna consciousness. This is so much power. Like you can see a devotee just, he will enter in the train, he will enter in the street or bus or anywhere and he starts speaking, Hare Krishna, I am from ISKCON and I have this book Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapters, 700 slokas, he speaks such powerful, convinced devotee. And so I will show these books, he comes, he goes, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 books are distributed. So much revolution he created in that bus, in that train, in that street or whatever. So it's very powerful speaking. And we should preach. We should preach amongst devotees through our actions and outside through our speech. Here speech won't work so much because devotees are watching us very carefully, closely. So even if you speak, that, when I chant Hare Krishna, so many tears come. I think every time I should sit with bucket only. अरे प्रभु बहुत बनते हो हाँ एक भी टीयर नहीं देखा इतने सालों से बकेट क्या हम रोते हैं आपका पैथेटिक जपा देख एंगुलर नमन ही चलता है आपको वंदन, हमें लगता है कि आपको स्पॉन्डिलाइटिस हो जाएगा आपकी गर्दन में. So we cannot cheat devotee, because they are watching us so close. We are staying with them only. So here our acharan, here our achar will work. One has to do achar and prachar both, but achar here will be more acceptable or praiseworthy. In the outside world, achar they don't care. You get up at 4. They don't know. They are sleeping. They will see your speech. So you have to speak there. So this speaking power is there with all of us. We should utilize a lot. You should speak for Prabhupada. It is said, it is I think from Bhagavatam. How many of you have seen that movie? You are ever well-wisher. Not all, no? You should, very nice. Others have not seen. Should see Prabhupada's original movie on Prabhupada by Yadugara Prabhu. We should show it maybe Prasadam time or others. So there it is, when Prabhupada leaves body, disciples are crying around. So then they say, that personality who spoke on different spiritual subject matters so extensively, he breathed his last and went back to the spiritual world. That is about Bhishma Dev when he was lying, the 8th chapter of, not 8th, 9th chapter of first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the passing away of Bhishma Dev. So when he was lying there, the Pandavas came, Krishna came, and he discusses. Then he breathes his last and leaves. So he was very expert. 400 plus years he was alive on the planet, and very intelligent, very sense control. So he spoke on different subject matters. Same words are used for Prabhupada by this disciple. Prabhupada spoke extensively on so many subject matters, or whole of his life. Night also he was speaking. When we were all sleeping, disciples were sleeping. We were, God knows where we were. When Prabhupada was writing in the last days, I was in the womb of my mother, because I was born in March 78. So somewhere in November, I might have been 4-5 months in the womb of mother. I was sleeping all the time. And Prabhupada is writing in the midnight. So dear Sundarshyam Prabhu, when you come out of the womb and when you grow with some intelligence, I expect that you will read my books. I am writing for you, my dear grandson. Don't waste your life. Read these books. These are for you. Are you hearing? Hopefully I was hearing. That will be seen now whether I was hearing or not. Now I am hearing or not. So amazing contribution of Prabhupada. Prabhupada mainly came for this book only. Books. Writing books and giving to all the world. Prabhupada said, I will never die. I will remain in my books forever. When asked, Swamiji, now you are there, everybody is happy. After you leave, everything will collapse. Prabhupada said, no, I will never die. He put Rosha. Swamiji seems to have some special potency. Prabhupada revealed, I will remain in my books forever. So we should take association. How many of you want to take association of Prabhupada? Or you want him to be only behind there? How many of you want him to be just behind there with a garland you offer and over? How many of you want active conversation with Prabhupada? So you have to read Prabhupada books daily. Yesterday, how many read 1 hour at least? So we have to improve. Not all are raising hand. So those who did not raise hand, they as well as those who raised hand. Everybody should read today, 1 hour, okay? So that will help us. We will become very strong devotees. Prabhupada said in one place, devotee is strong if the morning program is strong. This is morning attendance in the morning program is strong. So physical presence should be there, and then qualitative also. Active, enthusiastic participation, not sleeping, all that. As for the agitations of the flickering mind, that we read in earlier one. That is remaining. The conclusion is that only when we talk about devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead can we refrain from useless nonsensical talk. We should always endeavor to use. I read already, isn't it? So you have to be very attentive. I read already. I was correct. As far as the agitations of the flickering mind, they are divided into 2 divisions. So here is what do you think? The first is called avirodha priti, or unrestricted attachment, and other is called virodha yukta krodh, anger arising from frustration. So the first is of passion, avirodha priti, unrestricted attachment. Just like like you may want to purchase a nice mobile, better one, whatever, I don't know which one. Let's say iPhone. So once you get that desire somehow, then so much, unrestricted, I have to get it, I have to get it. How much money it require? Okay, I will take loan, I will take loan. When will I purchase? Maximum after 15 days. All that. So much you feel like that. So this is mind, flickering mind becomes due to passion, it is attached to something very strongly. Just like Ajamil is also best example. He just saw that Shudrani and Shudra embracing kissing. And that led to so much of contamination. I have to have her. And by all means he got her. In fact, without telling anything to anyone, he just got her inside the house. And the father, mother said, "Hey, beta, you have your wife, you are married. What nonsense, get out of here. You rascals, get out." He kicked them out. And wife said, "How can you remove your parents like this from house? You also get out. If you want, you can remain in the house as a maid servant of my wife, this prostitute, or else you get out." And poor lady, chaste lady, she also went out. So you can see how much attachment one can have. And we also have something like that to small extent. For our mobile, laptop, something I want to achieve. So this is our flickering mind. Mind is not steady. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ataiva Shanta. Unwavering mind, flexed, undisturbed, because no material desires. Because how many of you seen that you are going on peacefully and some material desire came, maybe mobile, laptop, something you want, and so much disturbance in life? How many of you have observed? You can see that some small desire will come. Sometimes it could be anything also, as small as I want prasad, I'm too hungry. So much of disturbance in life, just can't wait. Sometimes I want particular item only in prasad, gulab jamun. तो उधर जाके खरीदना ही है वो, किधर तो गोविंदा में. So that is one side, that is passion, and the other is virodha yukta krodh, anger arising from frustration. किसी ने विरोध कर दिया आपके proposal में, तो क्रोध, इतना क्रोध आया, so angry you become. So you are frustrated. How dare of him to restrict me like that? I did not get that object. So much frustration comes. This is due to ignorance. But these are both basically agitations of the flickering mind. Adherence to the philosophy of the Mayavadis, belief in the fruitive results of the Karmavadis, and belief in plans based on materialistic desires are called Avirodha Priti. So they are all mad to achieve their purposes, a materialistic purpose, gross or subtle. Jnanis, karmis and materialistic plan makers generally attract the attention of conditioned souls, but when the materialists cannot fulfill their plans and when their devices are frustrated, they become angry. Frustration of material desires produces anger. How many of you feel anger is there in your life? So then that shows we have material desires. And that will be frustrated because this is Dukkhalam. You are not the master of all that you survey, though you may think so. So there will be some disturbance. So then we will become angry. Similarly, the demands of the body can be divided into three categories: the demands of the tongue, the belly, and the genitals. One may observe that these three senses are physically situated in a straight line as far as the body is concerned, and that the bodily demands begin with the tongue. If one can restrain the demands of the tongue by limiting its activities to the eating of prasad, the urges of the belly and the genitals can automatically be controlled. So all three are in the same line: tongue, belly, and genitals. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's statement. So if tongue is controlled, other two are very easy. Like you take in a normal way only. Whatever, regular prasad. Then belly and genitals are automatically controlled. I underwent one treatment in that my diet was completely different and it was a very simple diet. So then hardly anything, any opulence, no gulab jamun, no sweets only in that. So for more than 2 years. Mahaprasad also not allowed. So earlier I would say, oh, I am offended and I would pay Panchang Pranam. But afterwards I thought, no, this is Lord, this is not some devotee. Mahaprasad is not different from the. So then I started paying Ashtang Pranam. Any devotee would bring Mahaprasad, I would tell him, put it there on the table. I would pay Ashtang Pranam and then I would distribute to others. So tongue is not allowed any satisfaction only. So then the belly and genitals remain quiet. But if we eat too much, going by tongue's demand, then it becomes a problem. So he says, this Sharira Avidya Jan Jadendra Tanekal, we all know. How many of you know the meaning of the whole prayer? Prasadam prayers. By heart, start to end, huh? Sure. Okay. How many of you don't know? So you may memorize it. In our college days only, in 96 only, when I used to go for weekly program, and eventually I was in the devotee community, means youth center only, our voice. So there, Radhesham would come every week, and after reciting Mahaprasade Govinda prayer, and all the boys would recite after him, repeating, then he would tell the meaning. So hearing from him hundreds of times, it got memorized. This body is lump of ignorance, and all the senses are pathways leading to hell. All the what do you call it? Senses, the tongue is most voracious and very difficult to control. But Krishna, you are so merciful. You have given your mercy in the form of this prasadam, by honoring which we will be able to control our voracious tongue and at the same time be able to advance spiritually. So let us all sing the glories of Radha Krishna and call for the help of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, like them. So in that, before that, Mahaprasade Govinda is also there. That is taken from Mahabharata, Sanskrit part. This other part is Bangla part. So that means with little pious activities, one will not develop his faith in Mahaprasad, Govinda. Nama Brahma is one word sometimes, or Nam, holy name, Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Nama Brahmani, Vaishnavi. Salpa Punya Vartam Rajan, Vishwasvaneva Jayate. So one needs to have sufficient Bhakti-unmukh Sukruti to be able to have deep faith in all this. These are the there are 6 kinds of rasas, tests, and if one is agitated by any one of them, he becomes controlled by the urges of the tongue. Anybody knows the 6 types of tests? Tastes. Sour, sweet, salty, bitter, pungent, astringent. Isn't it? So these are the 6 types of. We offer 4 types of food to Lord. Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavat Prasada Swadvanna Triptan Hari Bhakta Sanghan. What are the 4 types of foods? Here 6 tests, but the foods are of 4 types. Charvya, that is chewed. Solar. Swallowed. Drink. And lick. So these are the 4. Isn't it? If you observe your any prasadam, this will fall in one of the 4. Some things you may chew upon, chapati, etc. Some things you lick upon. What? Chutney. Okay. Then, because there is nothing to chew upon. Chutney was already ground. Milk, drinking, and lick. Honey or something like that. So 4 types. So that is Chaturvidha Shilpa. That is 4 types of foodstuffs that we offer to the Lord. Guru offers and all that. And these are tests within the foodstuff. There are tests. Some are salty items. Namkeen they call that, whatever. Sweet. So there are 6 kinds of rasas tests, and if one is agitated by any one of them, he becomes controlled by the urges of the tongue. That we already discussed. Tongue goes by quality. Oh, namkeen mujhe bahut acha lagta hai. Oh, sweet. I like sweets. Some people say, isn't it? So in that also some particular sweet may be there, but otherwise in general sweets. Some people like sweets, some people like sour things and all that. You can see that I don't know which one, that in the trains and all they have those packets, those milk salty and chana, all that. So one should not get carried away like that. Tongue has to be controlled. Some persons are attracted to the eating of meat, fish, crabs, eggs and other things produced by semina and blood and eaten in the form of dead bodies. Others are attracted by eating vegetables, creepers, spinach or milk products, but all for the satisfaction of the tongue's demand. So even if one is eating vegetables, creepers, if one is going by tongue's demand, then that is also not admired. Such eating for sense gratification, including the use of extra quantities of spices like chili. So we have to, the kitchen in charge should take note. Extra quantities of chili and tamarind. Tamarind also not good too much. Little bit okay. Is to be given up by Krishna conscious persons. Now attack on all your kitchen department and all your tests. So chili and tamarind is gone out. When when I had been out somewhere, in some preaching somewhere, I came back to Pune and I saw many brahmacharis, this was many years back, 15 years back. Many brahmacharis were using foam and doing yogasanas and all that. I said, what happened? When I went, this I never saw. They said, no, one yoga teacher had come, Gaur Nataraj, some name, he's only Jagadash Swamara disciple. So he came to Pune and when I was absent, so he took brahmachari classes and he taught how the yogasana is helpful. So many were doing. And I was not doing because I did not know what exactly he told and all that. And how to do also I did not know. So some brahmacharis came to me and said, bro, you should also do. I said, I don't know how to do. They said, we will teach you now. I said, no, you miss. To accept them as teacher was difficult for me. So anyway, I kept quiet. I did not follow anything. But then after some months he came again and then he gave class to brahmacharis, not about yogasanas. He gave class about eating foodstuffs, items. So in that he told this tomato is not good for brahmacharis. So tomato should be replaced by what is that? Kokum. Yes, for taste. And then he said the chili is not good. That should be replaced by ginger. Like that. So these were direct attack on brahmacharis, all attachments, the whole like around tomato, like that. So anyway, so then kitchen in charge, because he was also present, so he thought, okay, let us make prasadam without tomato, like that. So many brahmacharis opposed, no, nothing doing, you cannot do that. So poor fellow, he kept quiet. But because I was in charge for NIT Warangal Youth Preaching Center, I thought there I am the top authority. So why not apply there? Here kitchen in charge, simple fellow, he cannot do much. So I told my brahmachari assistant traveling with me to Warangal. I said, Prabhu, this is very nice. We'll remove the tomato and chili from our prasadam and we'll replace with kokum and all that. So first he only started, Prabhu, no, Prabhu, we should not. They're all South Indian boys from Andhra Pradesh. For them, tamarind and all this very important tomato. I said, Arey Prabhu, that yoga teacher did not hear, that is not good for body, we will implement. He was not listening only, but somehow I made him quiet. Then I proposed in the leaders meeting, youth leaders. I said, Prabhu, this is what I heard, this is very good, so we want to implement here. So immediately they had uproar, Prabhu, this will not do. I said, Prabhu, please, this is very important. The teacher said so much. Then ultimately I said, okay, let us give a try for 15 days and then we'll meet again and decide whether to go ahead or not. So then we started, 15 days, after 7 days only they came to me and said, Prabhu, no, dude, they're very unhappy. I said, okay, do whatever you want. Use tamarind and use tomato, chili. So we are not happy. We are not attached to our own things. We say that I am a devotee, but I am devotee of my belly. Like that. I want pasta, pista, and I know what all is. God knows, chow-mein. So one should not go. When I was in GEV, 2008 I think, we went. So His Grace Gaur Gopal Prabhu was there. So he said, Sundarshyam Prabhu, would you like to take, what's that? Pasta, no? No, not pasta. What is the famous item? Pizza. No, would you like to take pizza? I said, pizza I have not taken. अरे pizza नहीं लिया आपने? He told all 4 or 5 Bombay brahmachari. अरे देखो ये पुणे का ब्रह्मचारी, इसने पिज्जा कभी खाया ही नहीं. अरे पिज्जा नहीं खाया? तो बोले नहीं, चलो इसको पिज्जा खिलाओ. तो वो पिज्जा बन रहा था, तो that brahmachari was making pizza. So I said, give half. First time because I am taking pizza. I don't know how it will be like. So वो तो बहुत ecstatic थे सब. तो मुझे दिया थोड़ा. So I took first bite and then second bite. So he said, how are you feeling? I said, okay, miss. अरे क्या ओके प्रभु, पिज्जा, अरे लोग मरते हैं पिज्जा के लिए, अरे आप क्या बोल रहे हो कि ओके? So I did not like only that pizza. In life, it's like, फिर से कभी पिज्जा नहीं लेंगे, unless somebody forces, some senior, he's my senior, so I had to take there in front of public, अपना पुणे का नाम बचाने के लिए. And then immediately bring राधेश्याम, अरे ये सब राधेश्याम प्रो के ब्रह्मचारी है, पक्के ट्रेंड ब्रह्मचारी, ये पिज्जा नहीं खाएंगे, आइसक्रीम नहीं खाएंगे, पिज्जा नहीं खाएंगे, सब ये राधेश्याम प्रो के फॉलोअर्स हैं. राधेश्याम प्रो का भी नाम बदनाम कर तो थोड़ा करना पड़ता है. So once in Pune Yatra, I think 2003-4 whatever, What happened? They served thousands of devotees, 1,000 plus. So they served ice cream. They served ice cream, which was packed. That all that. So then we were very happy. Wow, last day of yatra, 3 days yatra, in 26 January time, 24, 25, 26, something like that. So then we were happy. All the boys, we were students then. This is I think in 98, 99. We were students I think. So then we took and we relished ice cream at the end of prasadam. But then what happened? We saw Radhesham was also sitting, I think there. So then we saw in his plate there was no ice cream. So we were wondering, kya? Then one of us after prasadam we asked because dangerous to ask. All our plans will be destroyed. After prasadam, after washing hands, and asked, we did not take ice cream. It was cooked by it was by not it was not cooked by devotee. I don't know what it was. It was served to all the devotees here in Maharaj Yatra. So Aisha said, I will not die without eating that ice cream. Okay, I'll go. But we were dying for that ice cream. We would have died without that ice cream. अच्छा हुआ बाद में पूछा प्रश्न नहीं तो सबको डस्टबिन में फेंकना पड़ता था हम सब उनके आइडियल फॉलोअर्स we claimed once we claim to be ideal followers so we should not go for these rasas anyway this is here chili tamarind is to be given up by Krishna conscious person the use of pan our Lord is offered pan in our temples of Islam so we don't take it we give it to employees and others haritaki anybody knows haritaki in Bengal might be famous yeah so haritaki we don't take betel nuts various spices used in pan making, tobacco, LSD, marijuana, opium, liquor, coffee, and tea is indulged in to fulfill illicit demands. If we can practice accepting only remnants of food offered to Krishna, it is possible to get free from Maya's victimization. Vegetables, grains, fruits, milk, products, and water are proper foods to offer to the Lord as Lord Krishna himself prescribes. However, if one accepts prasad only because of its palatable taste and thus eats too much, he also falls prey to trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us to avoid very palatable dishes even while eating prasad. If we offer palatable dishes to the deity with the intention of eating such nice food, we are involved in trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. So these are all that haritaki, pan, tobacco, LSD, these are all illicit demands of our senses. So that is no question. But even within prasadam also, no palatable dishes, Mahaprabhu's recommendation. And also, one should not offer food to the deities thinking nice foodstuffs to the Lord, and then afterwards you are thinking, prasad to mujhe milega na, I don't take. So this is also very dangerous. We should not think of eating something. I was once in the college days, so every weekend we would go to temple. So because we were every weekend there, so we would be having services also in the temple, like in the rolling chapati, we would do that, help and all that. So once what happened, I was rolling chapatis in the temple. We would make 300-400 chapatis. So I was rolling, and because all of us are wise devotees only, so friend only. So I told him, Prabhu, I am feeling very hungry. I was rolling and I was saying, I'm feeling very hungry. So immediately one brahmachari, Saffron brahmachari came from kitchen. He said, stop it! You cannot roll chapatis. I said, well, why? What happened? I thought something went wrong. You are thinking of eating. I said, no. That yesterday night I did not take dinner, so I am feeling a little hungry. He said, no. While rolling chapatis or cooking, you cannot think of eating. So you go out. And he was so strong. The words were so strong. I had to keep down that rolling thing, and then I left. So we should not think of eating also while cooking. So we should not think that I'll offer palatable dishes to the Lord, so that afterwards nice prasadam. If we offer palatable dishes to the deity with the intention of eating such nice food, we are involved in trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. So only thinking of Krishna's pleasure. That's all, no other thing. If we accept the invitation of a rich man with the idea of receiving palatable food, we are also trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. So many details are there. You understand? No? It is not just eating. That is one thing certainly. But these are all there, different things. Some rich man has invited for prasadam. So we feel, Minimum 15-20 items will be there, if not chappal bhog. So very good. This man is very rich. I will go, and seniors are going. Let me accompany them. And I expect a very good meal like that. So similarly, Grahasthas also, some rich Grahasthas are calling, or some of your, those who are very close to you. So we think, yeah, there if I go, the Mataji knows also that I like cakes, I like sweet meats. So she will cook also. So this is all not good. And you are already thinking of eating. The whole thing is centered around your tongue only, or your belly only. This is not devotional service. Like two brahmacharis, other brahmacharis called. So Hare Krishna Mataji, we are coming to your house. So you can make the cake and that ice cream with the flavor. Some flavor also their favorite. Mataji, yeah, yes, Prabhu. She is thinking, wow, such great brahmacharis, renounced. Renounced everything in the creation, the education, the money, family pleasure, sex pleasure, and they are coming for ice cream with vanilla flavor. So why not? I will make spiritual advancement. I will go back to garden. And they are anyway gone back home, back to garden. They will go to that Vaikuntha where ice creams with vanilla flavor, where Lord Narayan and Lakshmi are eating vanilla flavored ice cream. So one should not satisfy the demands of the tongue. One should have control. Tongue is very important, very, very vital. In the gross thing, tongue is the one, and in the subtle thing, mind is the one. So, mind has material desires, so then tongue will be impelled. But tongue also, if you restrict, you can achieve great heights in Krishna consciousness. Then he says, Jivara lalasaya iti utidhani shishnudara parayan Krishna nahi paay. So this jiva has so much of tests for different varieties of test subject items. Lalasaya iti utidha, it will run. In New York and other western countries, cities, they say a person goes 3 hours driving and they have straight highways, long highways with no speed breakers, etc. For 3 hours, very high speed vehicles. 3 hours he will drive to reach a particular hotel to eat a particular item at a particular time. Tongue drives him mad, takes him all the way there. How many of you seen the new book by BBD, Beyond Birth and Death? You have seen? I think on the cover page or inside, the man is sitting on sofa set and there are some 5 wives, 5 ladies are there. One is pulling his nose, one is pulling his skin, one is pulling his tongue. How many of you seen that photo? You can see that is there in that book. So that is the condition of the conditioned soul, and even practitioners like us sometimes, our tongue is pulling us. Like if it is announced, Haribol Prabhus, there is at least 1 liter of mango juice in the kitchen there. First come, first served. Immediately, Haribol! Where is my glass? Let me run there. We are mad for Amras. And Namras? Every morning I have to drink this bitter juice for 2 hours. 27,648 ml. Miss. 16 liter of this. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But there is no way out. They say this is the way. There is no escape way. I am stuck. So because of attraction to Amras, Namras is gone. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, what is saying? Nama bina kichu nahi karo chauda bhuvana maje. In all the 14 planetary systems, I have not found anything sweeter than holy name of the Lord. Maduram madhurebhyopi mangalebhyopi mangalam. Pavanam pavanebhyopi Hare Nameva Kevalam. So holy name is so pure, so auspicious and so sweet, sweeter than all the sweet things in the creation. But for me, it's not like that because I'm nervous. Like that. So some 4-5 years, 7-8 years back, that YG came and he tested my pulse. That Raishamro called and he got us all checked. So he checked my pulse. अरे क्या हो गया है? हाँ, कब गाड़ी में गड़बड़ है तुम्हारे? पीला खून है तुम्हारा. पीला? तो ठीक है, ये नहीं खाने का, वो नहीं खाएगा, आम रस नहीं, आम नहीं खाने का, तो ठीक है, like that. So I thought, okay. So then I went to one Grahastha's house, so he gave amras to us. So I told him, Prabhu, my Vaidya has told I should not take but amras is okay. I should not eat, he said. Amras is okay. तो अरे प्रभु आप तो बहुत उच्च कोटि के भक्त हैं, वैद्य के इतने परफेक्ट फॉलोअर, आम खाते ही नहीं लेकिन आमरस पीते हैं, ग्रेट है आप। We have friends also, he is VIT director, रासविग्रह प्रभु, तो हमारी फ्रेंड ही हो। मैं जब कॉलेज स्टूडेंट था तो उनको प्रचार करता था, वो टीचर थे भारतीय विद्यापीठ कॉलेज ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग, कंप्यूटर डिपार्टमेंट, ही वाज HOD I think. So they came to ISKCON new. Some of the professors, Abhay Charan Prabhu, Rasvigra Prabhu, and some one or two more. So they came to know one student is already senior to us. He is in second year of electrical engineering. So they once called me to their cabin. One professor took me and he introduced me. This is HOD of computer science. Said Hare Krishna. So they asked how we practice along. So I told. So I had preached to them there when they were teachers. So we are friends. We can speak like that. But anyway, I underwent the same treatment by that YG. So for last 3 years, I have not taken any mangoes. No mango, Haribo. Mangoes for the whole world, not for us. We have to control, have some strict program. In the childhood, when Bhaktivinoda Thakur brought some mangoes, small Bimla Prasad, not knowing that these are not offered, he just ate one ripe mango and he was very happy. But then when Bhaktivinoda Thakur came to know that my child has eaten the mango which is not offered to the Lord, he said, Hare Bimla, what did you do? This was not offered to Krishna, it was bhoga. It is impure, it is contaminated, it is not pure at all. It's sinful to eat like that. Why did you eat like that? Very mildly he chastised Bimla. Then Bimla Prasad said, oh, I am the offender of the Lord. Henceforth in my whole life I will never eat mangoes. Many times we may also say like that. On 31st night, 31st December night, many people say, this is the last peg of my life, never drinking again. And next day morning when they get up, I am feeling very dry, could you give me a little wine? So they begin 1st January with the wine only. Though the previous night they said, last peg. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he became the guru, sannyasi, so many grahastha disciples, they would bring mangoes in summer season. So Guru Maharaj, these are nicely offered mangoes, offered to Krishna, please take that. Then he would say, oh, no. I am offended to Krishna. I cannot take this mango. I am offended. What happened? Then he would tell the childhood pastime, how I ate. When I was 4 years old, I had one mango which was not offered to the Lord. My father chastised me. So I decided never to eat mangoes. So I have not eaten mango. So we have to have some solid plan for strict Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, what Jivar Lala say, Shishnodara Parayan, Krishna nahi paaye. We will become very devoted to Shishna and Udar, belly and genitals. So we are supposed to be Narayan Parayan, Govinda Parayan, Krishna Parayan, and we are supposed to worship them. Just imagine we are worshipping our belly, huge belly. We are worshipping our genital. This is not devotion. One has to have solid control. On Ekadashi day, once His Grace Gauram Prabhu was telling that on Ekadashi day the brahmachari is fasting and he has deity worship and he does that ghee lamp agarbatti 4, 2, and when he is doing 3 to Kunji Bihari, he says, "Arey, sabudana vada kaise ban gaya?" Kunji Bihari ka face. Kunji Bihari's face has turned into sabudana vada. So 3 बार. साबुदाना वड़ा कैसे बन गया? अरे गधे, साबुदाना वड़ा नहीं हो, कोई मेरी फेस only, but you are mad for sabudana vada. Today is Ekadashi, so we are thinking the face turned into sabudana vada. You understand? Too much of infatuation. So then Gauram said afterwards he should take